Okay, just a quick video to demonstrate one of the methods we use. This was Carnival Cruise Lines. We added this in the pre-market because Royal Caribbean was doing was actually on our watch list. There's Royal Caribbean. This was these were the charts, not counting today's candles. Royal Caribbean looked like above above yesterday's high, could get some legs, and so for that reason in the pre-market we added CCL as well. Okay, there's the chart. We looked at CCL because it's in the same group, and said, looked at that and said, wow, they had a good run yesterday. Had a low of 25.58, 27.28 high. So it's about $1.70 it ran yesterday. So now, do we want to buy it on a break of yesterday's high? Okay, at 27.29. Not after a $1.70 run yesterday. Okay, that's going to be extended in the short term. However, if you can picture a straight line right across through here. It doesn't have much resistance to the left. So we wanted to watch it, but we wanted to watch it only if it gave us a low risk setup, okay? Let's show you today's candle now. It did take out yesterday's high of 27.28, and it only went to 27.43. But let's switch to 30-minute candles on an intraday basis from today. Consecutive lower tops, just a crystal clear. You can almost draw a perfect line down these like stair steps. We love that setup. Excuse me. We were looking for the first break of a previous 30-minute candle's high. Whenever you see this stair-step pattern, okay, we switch to a 2-day chart. Make sure it hasn't taken out yesterday's lows, okay, because remember that big rally it had yesterday on this pullback today, only about, half of yesterday's rally before it turned. So it, it's still relatively strong on the daily chart. Okay, so then we zoom in on today. So all those parameters were met, and so then we called it 26.46 right here. Is where we called it, with a worst case stop 26.26. That's a 20-cent risk. Okay, on 1,000 shares, $200, and from 26.46 ended up making it all the way to 27.43. So on 1,000 shares, you could have had at one point almost $1,000, and the $200 risk, okay, was only for probably 15 minutes or so after it triggered right here. The rest of this 30-minute candle finished, and it went all the way to 26.52. And at that point, the next candle started. It never looked back. So you could have put a break-even stop there, really 15, 30 minutes later. So the $200 risk, even on this trade on 1,000 shares, was really only there for about 30 minutes at the most. And then you can go to a break-even stop. So this is one of those that just worked out beautifully. Triggered on the 30-minute setup, ended up taking out the early high of the day, and just kept going. I scaled out on the way up like we teach, but I mean, really nice risk reward there. And we even had some others like Hudson City, HCBK, has been very strong on the daily. We called it above this candle here at 14.18. Worst case stop 14.13. That's a nickel risk. And from 14.18, it did make it to 14.38. Now that's not a huge gain, but the beauty of it was it had such a small risk. And we had tons of those today. So even though the market has been so strong and you're expecting it to roll over, if you're patient and you wait for these low risk entries, then there's still money to be made with very little money at risk. So we're going to wrap it up here, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great night.